order to do this problem, first thing you definitely need to know is where the different quadrants are. So this is quadrant 1, that's quadrant 2, that's 3, and that's 4. Now the problem is saying that the line L in the xy plane contains points in quadrant 1 and 2, but no points in quadrant 3 and 4, and which of the following could be true. So let's start with, I'm going to use process elimination. I'm going to start with answer choice D, and I'm going to start proving which of the answer choices are wrong. So let's say the slope of line L is negative. So negative line would be something like this. At some point, if this is a slanted line, slanting downwards, if it keeps on going, at some point, it'll hit quadrant 4. If it was extremely slightly, so let's say it's almost straight, but still a little slanted, if it keeps on going, if it's slanted, it's going to hit quadrant 4 if it's downhill. It could be a million miles away, but it will at some point hit quadrant 4. So for that reason, answer choice D is gone. And now let's move on to C. C is going to be actually a similar scenario to this one. So let's erase this. And what's happening in C is it's a positive slope. So it's going to be something like this going uphill. And again, if it's slanted uphill, at some point it will get into quadrant 3. And again, it could be relatively close over here. It could be really, really far away. But at some point it'll get into quadrant 3. So now C and D are gone. And I think now A and B are slightly confusing if you don't know what an undefined slope is, what a slope of 0 means. So keep these two phrases in mind. If Hoy walks. I learned these a while ago and it's always stuck with me. If it's a horizontal line, the slope will always be 0. So that's the Hoy. And the walk says if it's a vertical line, it'll always be an undefined slope. So if in an XY plane, the line was like this, or if the line was like this, over here it would be an undefined slope. But a horizontal line is something like this, that's going to have a slope of 0. Now let's go back to this question and saying which of the following could be true. So if the slope of line L is undefined, right? Remember, if it's undefined, it has to be vertical. So the only way it'll be vertical is if it's over here or if it's over here. Now, if it's over here, it will have a point in quadrant 4, right, over here. And if over here, it'll have a point in quadrant 3. So for that reason, the slope cannot be undefined because either it'll be in quadrant 3 or 4. And we cannot have the line in either of those quadrants. So it has to be A, because the only way we can possibly have the line only in quadrants 1 and 2 if it's a horizontal line somewhere up here. Right? If a horizontal line up here is going to be perfectly straight, that means it'll just keep on going right this way, it'll keep on going left that way, it'll never hit 3 and 4. So that's why over here the answer has to be B. The slope of line L is 0. It has to be a horizontal line, and a horizontal line has a slope of 0.